I guess this is I know how you say how you say. Anyways, I'm here to give you guys a movie review, which is basically the latest movie that came out last night, which I never really got a chance to watch it. Even though today I really did got the chance to watch this movie from Disney Plus. Basically, the remake of the movie Pinocchio. Pinocchio. I didn't know if Pinocchio was supposed to come out last night. I really did not know. I did not know because from what I've heard, it was supposed to come out today. But I mean, I don't know. It doesn't really matter, I guess. But yeah, so it was. Let me give you guys my opinions and my thoughts about this movie. Some people are being way too negative here on this movie. I don't know why, and I really don't. It just seems to me that some people are just probably did not like it because the film was so much animated or something like that. Not I'm not talking about anime or anything like that. I'm talking about animated. Because it was just showing just way too much animated scenes basically in the movie and stuff like that. I mean, it doesn't really bother me. It doesn't really bother me. I really wish if they were to go down to maybe like a real live action, real like action of the movie. Now there is going to be a few complaints I definitely do want to talk about. Actually, I think there's going to be three. I think there's going to be three. These are not major complaints or anything like. Give me 1 second here. Okay. As I was saying before, these are not major complaints or anything like that. But the first thing I want to talk about is why I want to talk about Pinocchio. Okay. Now, to be honest with you, I understand some people were saying that the vision of Pinocchio did not look really quietly alike to the remix to the 1940 Pinocchio. I don't know why. I don't know. That's what I'm just trying to figure out. I don't know why because I mean look at it just I think the Pinocchio is really great. I think it really is. I mean he looks just almost exactly like the Pinocchio that we used to know back in 1940. I mean I know some people are probably just not happy about that because or something like that or something. So I mean I thought it was really good. That's what I thought. I had no major complaints about it, but I definitely do understand that some people just may not like because he's not really the look-alike Pinocchio based on the for in the 1940 film. Now the next thing I definitely do want to talk about. I think his name is Farrell. This is one of my complaints. This is not a major complaint or anything like that. I'm not gonna get mad or anything like that. But I do believe that's the cat's name. I think his name is Farrell or something like that. Him or her, I don't know. I think it's called Farrell. That's what I'm thinking. Um, Pharaoh as a cat. I don't know why they want to put animation on the cat. They should have just brought in a real life cat. I don't know why they did. I don't know why they did that. I think that was just one of the biggest mistakes. From what I see, basically in the movie because that's just really threw me off or something like that. I don't want Disney to think or anything like that. I'm being really negative about the cat or anything like that. But even though I'm just saying, like I just said before, I really wish they would just choose a real life cat instead of just like a cartoonish of a cat. You could just tell by the facial expressions on the cat. Doesn't feel like it's a real life cat, but it feels like the cat was just like I don't know. This is another thing I definitely want to talk about because the cat does not interact with Pinocchio really all that much. Because if you look at the 1940 of the film, the cat usually interacts really a lot with Pinocchio. So I don't know what they did. I don't know what they did by that because the cat usually likes Pinocchio, even though the fish, which I'll get into that here in a few seconds. But even though I just felt like I was just going, man, well this is not good because like I said before, if you watch the original movie, you could tell like Pinocchio wants to pet the cat. The cat gets really get really used to Pinocchio or something like that. But it just shows that the cat in the movie, it just shows that the cat is just doesn't like Pinocchio. I don't know why they didn't. I don't know why they did that. That's just something. That's just something that they should never have even done. I don't know. That's just basically what it seems to me and stuff like that. Now the next thing I do want to talk about is the goldfish. The goldfish really did not seem to me get a whole lot of characterization basically in this movie because even though the fish does like Pinocchio, it doesn't look like the fish is not interacting with Pinocchio, it really did it really does it. And one thing I loved about, I think there's one missing thing in the film also as well too. If you remember, because the cat loves to play with the fish, used to love to play with the fish, but however it didn't come to that way and stuff like that. And that's just basically just see, man, I just don't know. I just don't know. This I don't know. Now, one thing I definitely do want to talk about is Tom Hanks, and this has me very, very concerned. And it's not until that. This could be one of the worst movies I've ever seen with Tom Hanks playing this movie. However, I don't look at it as that or anything like that. Some people say that Tom Hanks did not do a very good job being Gepano, whatever you want to call him, or something like that. It's Gepano has a son, and he wants to. Uh, his son passed away or something like that a long, long time ago, and Pinocchio becomes his son, and stuff, and stuff. I mean, the one thing I definitely want to say is that I want to say is that to me, I understand that some people do want to have their child to come back and stuff like that, and I mean, there's just no way, and just by like making it look like of a person, or look like a person to the past, in the past, that Japano's son passed away, and I think Japano just wanted to move on, and then you basically see him, and stuff like that. So I mean, the one thing I definitely do like about Tom Hanks, the one thing I love about Tom Hanks is that I know he was trying his very, very best to be, I think, like a French person or someone who's speaking French. It didn't really sound like to me that he really was not. I don't know. That's just basically what it seems to me. But I think the voice acting of playing as Japano, I think it was really good. I think it really was. I think that Tom Hanks did really great job with that. Well, with it, but it just like I said, just one of my complaints, which is the second complaint. Like I said before, it just seemed to me that Tom Hanks didn't really, not saying he did really a great job or anything like that. It just basically, I just wish he would be me. I would say not over dramatic, but basically just to be be happy and more joyful. Basically, in the movie, you could just tell, like, basically in the 1940 movie, especially with some of the songs and stuff like that. I don't know how many songs were in the 1940 video, that 1940 movie. I think there's like 4 or 5 songs or something like that. And from what I've heard, some people were saying that the creators that was making this movie did not add those songs to the movie. So that has me concerned, because and that can really can take the movie really down and stuff like that. I want to there's one thing I definitely want to talk. There's one thing I definitely do want to talk about is basically the fox and the cat. You basically see the 1940 of the movie. You could just tell, like, I don't know if this was accurate or not. I really cannot remember, because I could have sworn that the cat had I could have sworn that the cat was talking, or something like that. I'm not talking about Japano's cat. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the walking cat with the fox, because where he's basically looking around. He's looking for each and every different people, places who would become famous, and then, like, they saw Pinocchio because he looks like a puppet. Because even though Pinocchio was, I wouldn't say Pinocchio was made out of wood. I would say that Pinocchio was made out of pine, because that's what he was. That's what he was made of. Um, okay, all right. I'm sorry, but even though that's just basically what just see to me and stuff. I really did not like the fact, because I don't know if this was accurate or not in the 1940s, because maybe this was a new added scene or something like that in the movie, because where Pinocchio was basically going to school, and then, like, all of a sudden he got kicked out, because he was not a real boy, because he was a puppet. And you could just tell some of the students in the class were just, like, laughing at Pinocchio and making fun of him and stuff like that. I have no idea. I really don't know. I really have no idea if that really was in the movie or not. I really do not know. That's something I'm just very confused about that, because I mean, if Pinocchio wants to become a real boy, and he wants to do things, like what real boys do or kids do or anything like that, I think he just really was. I think it was just kind of sad Pinocchio get kicked out of the school because he couldn't go to school because he's not really accurate real boy because so I don't know. I don't know. I'm just really just kind of dumbfounded from what I saw right there. Like I said, I don't know if that really was intended in the 1940 movie. I don't know. I don't know. Now another major complaint. This is my major one. My major one. Now when Pinocchio, or I will say his friend, go to what's it called? Pleasureland. I think it's called Pleasureland or something like that. I can't remember. I can't remember or something like that. I think it's called Pleasureland or something like that, where you basically you see all these kids, they're going into buildings and stuff like tearing up places, stuff like that, because they want to go there because they really don't even care about what their mom and stuff like that. They want to run away and they want to do whatever they want. They want to do whatever. One thing is that I think I know the reason why that Disney did not show that basically in the film, or basically show that in the film. It's basically where Pinocchio is talking to one of the kids, basically playing pool and stuff like that, and you could just tell like Pinocchio was just like looking at one of the kids, and he sees that one of the kids were being donkeys and stuff like that. Being donkeys. I don't. I don't even. I really don't know. And the only way they were being donkeys and stuff is just basically because they're like drinking beer and they're smoking a cigar. Even though that was in 1940 movie, but however, I think it was very appropriate to not show it in this film because that would trigger a lot of people, especially parents that would be concerned for this movie. I think Disney did a really great job not to show that because I know that's an original scene. I don't know if Disney got a lot of hate for that, but that's just me because I mean even though that's just my opinion, but like basically one thing I'm not saying hate or anything like that. I'm not saying that, but I just don't like to see like any other film like you see kid like drinking beer or smoking a cigar or smoking a cigarette. I just don't like that. I just really don't. I'm not against it or anything like that. I'm not against it or anything like that. That's just something I just think I just was not a fan of. It wasn't, but even though I do praise Disney for not showing that in this new film, and I know some people will probably say they should have added that, but like I said for, so I don't know if I'm missing anything or I thought I really don't know. I think the film was just I wouldn't say sloppy or anything like that. It's just some scenes or something like that. To be honest with you, especially the songs they should have just added basically the movie. And I definitely do understand. I definitely do understand that some people may not like the film, even though I liked it. I thought it was really good because I thought it was a really good film. To be honest with you, I'm going to give this movie 8.5. 8.5. It's a really good movie, but there's just to me, I just think that some certain scenes should not be added in the movie. Maybe there were some scenes that should have been added into this movie. That's just basically what I think. So yeah, I would love to hear what you guys have to say down in the comments below. All right, so that I definitely do agree with some of the things IGN says because sometimes I go to other YouTubers channels and basically see and hear about what they say. I think IGN made some really great points, even though giving the film a 5, even though that's okay. That's okay to me. It is, but even though, like I said, for my rating for this film, it's 8.5. But and so with that, if you guys want to watch the movie, the one thing I would tell you is this. I mean, if you want to watch the original movie, that's fine. If you do, I would say just watch that first, and then maybe if you want to watch the remake of the film. So I'm really kind of curious what you guys would say. I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if you guys gonna like this film or not. I really would love to hear you guys' opinions, and really love to understand what you guys were saying. So yeah. But anyway, so I ask you guys please be very respectful in the comments below. I don't want people to get upset at me because I'm giving the movie a high praise, but I just want people just to know basically my opinions. And like I said before, I really want to know what you guys' opinions. So I really would like to know. Maybe that might help. Maybe that might help me or share. Maybe another video basically going in for this movie. So yeah. But yeah. Anyways, loved the movie. I thought it was really good, and I loved it. It was, like I said, for 8.5. But yeah, anyways, it's on notes. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Take care. I hope you get some water today. Don't forget to subscribe. Please consider subscribing. Please hit the like button, give me a thumbs up, and please hit the notification bell also too, just let me know you guys watch my videos. And please, like I said before, just leave your comments below. I'm really curious about what your opinions are. So yeah. Anyways, I love you guys. Take care. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Take care. God bless. Remember, just love you. I love you guys. Be safe. And remember, stay blessed. Love you guys. Take care.